You know, what the heck even makes a good Sonic combat system? Like, actually,
Oh goodness, I might die soon.
I see a lot of comparison and analysis of what is good in each game and what is bad in each game, but I really don't see much discussion over a topic that I really think we should focus on. What makes a Sonic combat system Sonic? Where's that Sonic element? Like, yes, it could just be a good fighting game, but is it Sonic? Like, what is Sonic's identity in a fighting style? What should that be? And I aim to answer that today. I'm going to look at 3 genuine combat examples. Yes, I know there's exceptions. Like, I know that there's, Heroes technically had some combat to it. There's Lost World and, the spin-off Battle, but the actual definitive examples I would consider are strictly to Smash Bros. I am going to talk about Ultimate. I'm not talking about any of the other games. And then you have Unleashed and Frontiers. I feel these are the only actual combat systems that are really that noteworthy. So, let's get into it. Alright, I'm honestly just going to kind of get this one out of the way. I really do not have much to say. We're going to talk about Smash Bros. First. Sonic in Smash Bros. Is kind of just mediocre for me. He's not great, but he's not bad either because you have certain attacks and certain advantages that you get from playing as Sonic that kind of make him worthwhile at certain points. Like the fact that he's the fastest character in the game. And that, oh my gosh, this attack is very long range. Also, the final smash is kind of broken. You can, you almost get a guaranteed hit on someone. So apart from him being mildly broken, I really think the only things that I find interesting about it is really just the homing attack. Not really because it's good, but mostly because it's just kind of weird. It's not even really a homing attack. I don't even know if I can really call it that. Technically, I guess it's called that. The way this goofy homing attack works is that you press B in the air or on the ground, so it would function more like Unleashed or Frontiers' homing attack. And so you press the button, and then you charge vertically upward for a set amount of time, and then you don't automatically snap to them. You just do a weird upward arc with momentum. It feels like a magnet more than a homing attack. It has more of a magnetic feel. It feels like you're being drawn towards the enemy instead of just going there. It's a very strange feeling, and you're curling a ball. It's quite slow compared to the other games. I don't know. It's just very strange, honestly. I don't really like it. It's just the only thing you can use it for is spamming. That's it. It's not really that useful. So the only thing that I actually do like is how Sonic it feels. It may not really use any of the moves that actually that Sonic has except the spin dash. That's it. That's the only move they took from the games. So apart from that, apart from the lack of actual game references and game content that they used, it feels Sonic because he's fast and it never you have a constant flow, I guess you could say. It's not really jank. You don't just stop in place or lose momentum. You feel like you're chaining it together attacks. And yes, that is how Smash Bros. Works altogether. Every character pretty much feels like that, except, maybe Bowser, but that's just the nature of that character anyways. It's so snappy. It never feels like I have to wait for something to happen. It never feels like delays. But yeah, honestly, not too much to say about Smash Bros. I like it, but that's really the most I can give it. So here's a weird one. Unleashed. So yeah, this isn't normal Sonic. This is, of course, Werehog Sonic.
What? Man, come on now, get that pep off there. Come on, somebody come get this, man. Come on now.
And it doesn't feel like Sonic at all. But it's still very good combat, and I actually really like it. Honestly, if I complain about the Werehog, it is never about the actual fighting. I find zero issue in the actual going around and attacking enemies. My problems come in with just the stupidly unbalanced, so long stages. And everything around the combat makes the Werehog annoying. But the actual combat going on just that, the just fighting enemies part of it, wow. I really flipping love this. It's great. The elastic arms are kind of lackluster. They're not very engaging. So I will say that there wasn't much visual feedback. Like, you can only do so much with him slinging his arms around. Like, it's not that interesting. If I do some combo that does insane damage, I'm not gonna see that much. I'm not gonna see visual impact. Yes, the enemy's health numbers might be affected, but it doesn't feel very impactful, and it just gets mind-numbing after a while, which is quite problematic for how long these stages last. I will say visual feedback on one element slaps. When you get to punch an enemy, like, what do you call it, an undercut? Like, you just get to slap them, and you get this really cool camera pullback, and the FOV gets real wide. It's really cool. And I do love how that looks. I think that is great visual feedback. Like, it makes you feel like you really just did something. I mean, you actually did. I mean, his arm stretched like 15 feet, so I think I did something. But like I was saying, if you just plop me in there with just him, and you're just fighting, the Werehog is actually very good. Of course, it pales in comparison to the day stages, of course, but I really do think that the Werehog is still very good, and I enjoy a lot of the elements of it. Racking up combos is fun. The aerial stuff is pretty cool. So the Werehog's combat is really good, actually. I do like it. I enjoy replaying the night stages, but it just feels like it's not that visually immersive. I feel like kind of mind-numbing, a lot of button mashing. It's just kind of disengaging after a while. It's pretty cool at the beginning, getting to fight enemies and doing all this. It's kind of cool at the beginning, but it does start to trail off. And I'm saying this from a perspective, I haven't even beat Unleashed yet. I'm in the process of playing through the game. If you'd like to see me progress in that, please subscribe. I'm doing that all in live streams, so please stay tuned if you'd like to see that. And now it's time for the one I hope, for audience retention, that you have been waiting for. Sonic Frontiers. This game gets it.
Peak gaming, bro. What else needs to be stated? Oh, wait.
This game understands what Sonic combat should be. Like, it's fast. You have a constant, like, momentum. Like, it feels like it doesn't feel like things just stop you. Now, yes, certain things do stop you, but let me get to that to a moment. Like, just looking at my screen, look at this. Stuff is going on. It doesn't get disengaging. You might think, oh, well, these combos are just the same animations. And yes, you are correct, but the real fun comes in finding fun ways to string these together, making your own combos. Apart from, say, Phantom Rush, it doesn't really do multiple attacks. It's really just one hit is what all these attacks do. So really, you are making your own combo out of special moves, which I do like. I love that so much because, I mean, you go on Twitter and you see some of these combos, and yes, a lot of them are using mods, which I will talk about in a second. Let me get through all this. And wow, it is crazy the potential that this combat has. But it's got the vision, it's got the style, and it's got almost every element. But it has one downfall that might take off 2 points. Like, out of 10, it might make this thing go from like a 9 to a 7. It is a big problem. It is delays. I can't really explain it. It's not like you can't do something for a set amount of time, but it's really that these combo animations take too long. Like, look at Wild Rush. Look at that. That's normal speed. You might think, oh, that's pretty fast. Well, look at this mod. Now, yes, it's so simple. Just speed up the animations. Like, it sounds like just such a simple thing. And yes, it is simple. But the amount that this mod, I don't even know what it's called, but the footage going around about this, wow, this mod is amazing. I haven't played it, but I can just look at that and know what that feels like, because I know what it feels like to be annoyed by these issues, so I'm sure without them there, I'm sure it's amazing. So, with Frontiers, it is absolutely amazing. It gets what Sonic combat should be. It's fast, it's fluent, and it's stylish. That is a big one. But, it's lacking in a lot of just clunkiness. It feels like I'm locked up by the animations. The cool, flashy, stylized animations feel bad. Like, not that the animations are bad. These animations are really cool. It just feels like the the coolness of it holds me back. I can't make it cool. The game just gives you, like, I guess if you want to, I'm just going to use the word cool because that's what I'm going with right now. But the game is like, just hands you all this cool on a button press. It's just press a couple buttons and you get to see all this. Look at it. It's so amazing. But you can't really excel above that because the game is constantly shoving cool in your face when I'm like, I kind of want to do it myself. I wish that there was a way to not disable these animations, but simply do what the mod does. Make it faster, make it more snappy, where you're instead of thinking, I gotta wait till my next attack, your brain's going, okay, what do I do next? What do I do next? It just puts you in the moment more. Gosh, that is what I'm begging for Frontiers 2, or whatever they're gonna call it. Make it more snappy. Make it feel like you're just constantly thinking, what do I do next? What do I do next? If you want to have this slower style because you feel like, well, yeah, everyone's not going to be able to make sick combos. It's not going to be fun for those people. Well, then make that an option where it can be more stylized, or make that the more action-oriented style. Make it where the high-speed style is snappy. If you want to keep going with that idea of the high-speed style and the combat style for newer players, have that newer player setting be more substantial than changing the options in the game. Make it where the game functions with this more stylized, easy to get on ideology, I guess you could say. But if you want to have the game fast, let the game be fast. Please do not let being user-friendly hold back this amazing system that is just waiting to reach its full potential. I am excited to see what Sonic Team does next. Can't wait for the DLC stuff next year, of course. But if Sonic sticks with this open zone format, which I am so excited that they seem so excited. It's great to see Sonic Team actively being involved with the community and showing their excitement for what they're doing. And it is so awesome. I cannot wait. So, I'll catch you next time. Goodbye.